I've seen Miki Noodles made by boiling down the chicken in the broth. But since we've got ham hock meat in there, which is, sorry chicken, ham hocks is a lot more delicious than you are. Did I just apologize to chicken? Is that what just happened? What's up? I'm Sheldon Simeon from Maui, Hawaii. Cut me open, I'll bleed 808 all day, every day. I'm gonna be making Miki Noodles, not like the mouse. The best way I could describe it is like a Filipino chicken noodle soup with a shitload of fish sauce in it too. And it's awesome because everyone usually asks, you know, what's your death row meal? And this is kind of my death row meal. It's a dish that my mother used to cook for us and she's surely missed now, but I get to cook this for my kids now. I took creative justice and I added some other ingredients to it, but for the most part, the soul of the dish is still there. This is a dish that was very special to her and it's one of my favorite dishes that she always did. We're gonna start off by making a broth that is like really fortified and rich. The broth is the key to the whole dish because that's gonna kind of flavor everything. We're gonna cook it in a pressure cooker, and the benefits of a pressure cooker is that it's the best way to extract flavors, especially with something that has like bones in it. You get kind of all of that flavor that comes out of it. Plus it's way faster than sitting around and waiting for 8 hours for a broth to go. We're gonna start off with some ham hock. Nothing like adding ham hocks and pork to something to make it delicious. Some peppercorns, a couple bay leaves. I'm just gonna cut the ugly part of the onion off, put everything in. We're gonna strain the broth anyways. I'm just gonna smash the garlic like this. We're gonna do it like how my family does it. All right, garlic in there. This is about 2 quarts of chicken stock. Enough just to cover the ham hocks. These things are always tricky. Make sure it's closed. We're gonna put it on max. Once it starts going, we'll do it for 25 minutes. People who don't have a pressure cooker, I would make sure that you have a day of letting it boil on the stove. You could put it on in the morning, just keep it on low all day. Go do what you gotta do. But yeah, no pressure cooker, no pressure. So we got the broth going. We're gonna push that to the side, and then one of the condiments that we always add to make it more delicious is egg. Usually it's hard boiled, but I think a soft boiled is a lot more sexier on top of the egg. Sorry, Mom. I always feel like she's watching. So I'm gonna bring just water up to boil. Once it comes to boil, we'll add the eggs, and exactly 6 minutes later, put it into an ice bath. All right, water is boiling. We'll put the eggs in. 6 minutes, timer. Have some water in the back. We're gonna add some shiitake mushrooms and some annatto seeds, or ashuete is what we call it in Ilocano. It comes from the lipstick plant. It's just this deep red spice, and it has this cool earthy tone to it, and you see it in a lot of Hispanic cooking. Just gonna take some hot water, pour it over annatto seeds and the shiitake mushrooms, just so that it can be soft enough for us to cut it. All right, it's been 6 minutes. I'm gonna take the eggs out, put it on ice, try to fish it out as quickly as possible. And we're gonna let that chill. This sounds ready. Now it's been going for like 25 minutes or so. All of that flavor is all in there. I'm gonna run this under cold water so that it can settle down quickly and we can open it up. Just let that chill. I'm just gonna peel some of the shrimp. Filipino cooking always has this duality of adding seafood into dishes that normally you wouldn't do it. So these are pretty awesome. I'm gonna just cut very thin like this. And we're gonna saute this with some garlic and some chicken, and that's gonna be the start of our Miki Noodles. Here I just have some boneless chicken thighs. I'm gonna cut these super thin. So we've got everything kind of prepped, set aside and ready to make it, but we gotta strain the broth first. It smelled so good. Open it up. I'm gonna kind of pick the ham hocks out of it, and we have all of this beautiful meat that is on it. And we're gonna garnish the noodles with, and it has so much flavor in it, and it has all these cartilage bits and pieces that flavor your stock, and they're so rich. The bone, the meat just literally falls off of it, and then we're gonna pick that and we're gonna use it as a garnish. Okay, we gotta strain the broth. You can see that there's all of the flavor and the fat that came off of the ham hocks is in there. The onion has cooked down, so it's gonna add a little bit of sweetness to it. And that fat all on the top of it, don't strain that. It's good for the skin. I'm gonna cut these mushrooms up, and that's gonna add a lot of flavor also. I prefer dried shiitakes more than fresh shiitakes, just because they pack a punch. As they're dried out, their flavor is concentrated. And then you get the benefits of having this too. And that's a flavor additive that you can add to your stock. All right, smash the garlic. Don't be afraid of it. Garlic chopped. Get that in the bowl. I think we're ready to cook. I'm gonna put this over a medium-high heat. Just add a couple tablespoons of canola oil. Add my garlic. I'm gonna add shrimp to it. I'm gonna add the chicken. So that's about 4 pieces of shrimp and 2 boneless chicken thighs. That smells pretty good already, huh? So I'm gonna add my shiitake mushrooms to flavor that. So I'm gonna flavor this with patis or fish sauce. You can use Vietnamese fish sauce, you can use Filipino. Most of the dishes are flavored with fish sauce, and it's just, for those that have never cooked with fish sauce, it's this umami bomb. It's so flavorful. A lot of people are intimidated by its smell, but I say that's the best thing. If you can take something that smells that dank and in the end it tastes so crazy delicious, how cool of a thing is that, huh? The annatto seeds has been soaking for like half an hour, and you can see this beautiful yellow, orangey, reddish kind of color to it. So I'm gonna add that, strain it out. And then I'm gonna add my ham stock to it. Can I get that in slow-mo? I'm gonna bring that up to a boil. As it boils down, the annatto seeds, the aswete, the color is gonna start to brighten up the broth. I'm gonna turn it down to a simmer, and I'm gonna taste the broth. I always wanted to do that. It's like drop the mic when it's like perfect like that. I'm gonna let that simmer for a little bit. I'll clean up all of this, and then we'll get ready to plate. To peel eggs, 6-minute eggs, perfect. Yeah. All right. So these are just some chow fun noodles. If you don't have a Chinese market near you, you can go. I think they sell dried udon or frozen udon everywhere else too. That would work. So I'm just gonna break this down, get that cut, and I'm gonna cook this down until it kind of overcooks in the broth, and that's gonna thicken up the broth too. What's amazing about like Hawaiian cuisine or the food of Hawaii is that it's all of these different immigrants that came to this place and not necessarily have the ingredients what they had back home. And so they want to recreate those dishes, but they had to use what was available. So all of the dishes in Hawaii, as traditional as it is, it has all of these tweaks because of the limitation of ingredients. So this is, as you can see, it's starting to thicken up. I want to overcook the noodles basically. It's almost like a dumpling. I ate Campbell's chicken noodle soup growing up, and that noodles is overcooked as hell, but it's still delicious. That's almost ready. I'm gonna make some garnishes. So this is just some green onions. I'm gonna cut on the bias, make some ribbons. Just like riding the bike, which I messed my wrist up just not too long ago. There you go. Just cutting it on bias like that is super pretty. All right, we're there. I'll turn this off and plate this up in all him glory. I'm just gonna take some of this broth. Then we're gonna garnish it. Take a little bit of that ham hock, the pieces that was on top of it. 6-minute egg. Boom, boom, boom. Put some green onions, some fried garlic. But here we have some lemon olive oil just to add to the luxuriousness of it all. There you have it, Miki Noodles. What up, Filipinos? Yeah, Mom. Mom, Miki Noodles, Mom. Yes. So good. I love it when food comes together like that. Isn't food awesome? Shit.